Lego.
Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You.
Big Mike in his house. What it
Big
do?
Mike, what's up, big girl? How you been?
Gang, gang. Been
How you
great.
been, big girl? Been all right?
Been
Been
great, girl.
okay?
Yeah, man. Just trying to keep my vegetable intake up.
That's right.
Just get these vegetables in there.
That's right.
You know, what's your favorite vegetable?
You never asked me that before. I like. I mean, I can say one of my favorites is asparagus.
Yeah.
I don't like how my pee smells with asparagus though. And funny story on how I figured that out. Like I always heard, you eat asparagus, your pee's weird or whatever. So this one time I was here at my house with my mom and I peed and I just peed with the door open and then I smelled like that just asparagus-y smell. And then I was like this, I was like, Mom, something's wrong with my vagina. Because at the time I wasn't having sex. So I know I ain't catch some shit. I was like, I'm sorry. Right. And then she was like, the asparagus. I said, fuck. And it happened this weekend when I was in Houston with Christina. I was like, oh, girl, I smell this asparagus pee. Asparagus, I'm a big fan of asparagus. And I like those little peas.
Oh.
Have it in like Chinese food rice. Not the ball peas. Yes, but not edamame necessarily, because those are actually soybeans. But they're like, maybe they're like snap peas or something, but crunch to them. That's very delightful. I like the texture. So perhaps. And spinach has always been a fan favorite of mine as well.
Yeah, that's it.
What about
mine
you?
Spinach.
Spinach? Yeah. Spinach is fire.
Spinach.
I know people hate corn. They say corn doesn't serve a purpose.
Well,
okay.
What could I eat all day?
Corn.
Cabbage.
Lord, how do we forget cabbage?
How do we forget?
How do we forget cabbage? And it used to be carrots for me when I was younger.
Yeah, I used to kill carrots, baby carrots. I used to kill baby carrots.
And I can still kill them, but it didn't come to mind first. I love carrots.
Somebody told me they weren't real and it pissed me off.
Wow, that's sad.
The baby carrots that we have, the one that say baby carrots, like on the package, they're like manufactured. They're not like from a real carrot. Because I used to think
they're not from a real carrot.
Yeah, it's like maybe they just make really small carrots from the big carrots. Big carrots like this big. They're huge. So I just thought they made like what 12 out of one,
Yeah.
But apparently not. Apparently.
I didn't know that.
It pissed me off. I don't know if it's true, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody was like, "Those are not baby carrots. The ones that come in packaged, they're not really manufactured." I'm like,
so what I thought was not real manufactured, meaning they're not grown like that. I thought that was like the inside of a regular carrot. So they just like cut the inside of a regular carrot, made it small, boom, baby carrots. That's what I thought. So fuck.
Listen.
Now I feel like I gotta find my iPad because now bitch has been lying to me my whole life. And corn, I get it, but like I love corn.
Ew. When I found that out, and I used to love corn, but then when I found out it wasn't doing shit for me, I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
I mean, it's different.
That's crazy to me. And then they come out whole.
I always felt like, does it really? But I guess it does.
It does. I looked at my poop. Have you looked at your poop after you
ate corn? Yes, Micah, I saw the fucking corn.
Okay. They're whole. And it's all up and through your poop like this. Like, nigga, I chewed you. Like,
why are you still so confused?
And then I was just like, okay, we're gonna merge back together and create our kernel again. What kind of shit is that?
I'm confused as well. I get it. But hey, boom, boom. Shh. Good job. That was beautiful. That was a good one. All right. Well, other than your vegetable intake, been my lovely friend, pregnant friend. You been all right? That's it? Nothing else?
No.
Okay. How's the baby for everyone like to know?
He's kicking me like crazy. Oh, last night he showed out. Okay, sis. So I think now he's getting to the point where he does not have performance anxiety.
Okay.
So now went to Taco Tuesday last night at Rachel's house, at Willie Parents' house. got there, and then he was turning up. It was like, 7 o'clock. I said, okay, this is what you do. This your time. So I was like, okay. So Kay,
this what you do. It's your time.
He just kicked me. So Keisha was sitting next to me doing her paperwork, and I was like, you want to feel? She was like, okay, gonna make me feel better. So she put her hand there. I pressed in. He was like, she feel? She was like, wow, he's strong. He's like, right?
Oh.
Let's just go around the house. So I literally just went around to everybody. I waited till he kicked. I pushed back. They felt it. I moved on. So everybody got one. Everybody got one. Whatever he's doing.
One kick.
There. Right. And I was like, okay. He did about 7 times in a row. I was very proud of him. I was like, come on, baby.
Good boy.
Everybody lying. So this weekend,
I can't wait. I haven't felt him yet. Yeah, I still haven't felt him yet.
This weekend.
You know what I realized? Like, so, well, for me, I just how everyone's felt him, I haven't felt him kick yet. My mom just got a new car, and my sister has driven it before me. Like, she drove. I'm like, that's crazy. How Leona drove this shit before I did? That's the thing. But my week has been great. I came from Houston this weekend with Christina is visiting. Christina, she's a friend from college that Micah met. Another one of her college friends that have become mine as well. She and I were in Houston, and I'm gonna be completely honest. We slept a lot. Like Micah would have been so disappointed. But what I did say to Christina was that, okay, apparently we're a little too similar in this regard, and this is why we should not be allowed to go out by ourselves. We have to go with someone who's gonna go. And my someone is always Micah. It's like Micah's the one that's like, yeah, come on, we're gonna go out, and that is probably one of the main things where Micah and I differ. If you guys remember, me and Micah have the same birthday. We're born the same year. We're literally just hours apart. So we're similar in a lot of ways, but that is not one of them. I will go the fuck to sleep easily. Don't even care. Like, I'll let go. Slap out. And then the thing is, we laid there from like 7 something, right? And then she's like, what time is that alarm from? I said, set it for 12. She set the shit for 12. We woke up at like 2. I woke up at she woke up at 2 something, so all the time, took her makeup off, went back to sleep. I woke up at 3 something, sat on my phone, replied to some DMs or something, and went back to sleep. I was like, man, we ain't shit. And we woke up the next morning like, okay, we got to make this day count. And then it just counted too much, because then we went to brunch, which was also a nightmare. I didn't tell you about it, Micah. So she reserved a place for us.
Oh, you did?
Huh?
Remember? No, you don't remember.
No, I don't.
So y'all, look, let me interject. So my dog ultimately they had a great time. They just didn't do much.
Yeah, but we did what we had a good time.
Yeah, nothing. They had a great time. So, hey, you can still go out of town and have a great time without doing shit, right? So she called me after her flight was delayed a couple of times. I was like, damn, sis, that's fucked up. Obviously, your spirit, fuck your spirit, do better. Literally, she called me when she landed. And she was like, hey, bitch, hold on, I'm out of breath. So I was like, okay. So she's walking down. She got her back. She's like, oh, hold on. So then she starts telling me about the whole trip. She told me how they didn't do shit and she's a failure. They're ridiculous, but they had a good time. Brunch was lit, but at the same time, these people, it was a table where they reserved initially, gave their table away or something like that. That's crazy, bitch. So eventually they end up going to brunch, and freaking Christina trying to buy everybody shots. It was a bride in there. So she told me I know everything that happened, right? So
I thought I was gonna tell you all this on Friday on the ride up. This is news to me.
Oh,
it's me.
She told me everything. So I know Leah's lit, and her lit is just, I don't know. It's just like her, and she just keeps going. It's just more talking. You know what I'm saying? It's not slurred. She don't throw up. She don't fall. Like, it's nothing crazy like that. It's just
my lit. How I know I was too lit is because I function the same, but what it is I don't remember. Like, it'll be the next day, and it'll be like, dang, because I don't remember telling Micah any of this. Mind you, at brunch, we bought a whole bottle and drank the whole bottle. So, and then I was at the airport, and I got 2 Long Islands, and somebody bought me a Long Island. So, needless to say, and I had to, this annoyed me too when I was telling Sadie about it, because Sadie was like, you don't even be getting lit like that. I was like,
you don't.
I really don't. And so this was anyway, This is why I was so annoyed because I don't get lit like this. So for me to have been this lit, I was like, okay, I definitely had a good time. But it was more so on me letting myself go and just going with it because whatever.
Yeah.
I can knock the drinks back, and I never usually do. But bitch, I didn't have to fly the fucking plane, and I didn't have to drive myself home. So, once I was able to have
ended your trip with a bang.
Thank you.
That's it.
Anyway.
But yeah, so like I said,
I thought this was gonna be news to you, Micah.
Yeah, no, she told me everything. It was dope. Like we was laughing and making jokes, and she was listening and whatever. And I told her about our night because we went to an engagement party. Like, we just was exchanging stories. And so
you had to tell me your whole story again.
I gotta tell you again.
You gotta tell me the whole thing again, bitch. I forgot it all.
But yeah, so I mean, for her saying that she doesn't do that often and she knows when she's at her limit, but we also know that she's not to the point where she cannot function. Like, she knows, she's aware of what's happening. The memory thing, that's on her, but we remember everything, and we know that Leah literally has it under control. She just, if you can see me, if y'all look at me, it's like she's just not her normal Gypsy. So everybody who saw me, I need to lean back a little bit, and then come back, and then just start. That's it. That's a little lean.
For me,
and you grown.
It's definitely that I'm grown, and I think the reason why I'm harping on this a little bit is because I had someone kind of come at me about my intoxication that night, and that pisses me off because it's just like, I'm the most responsible bitch with drinking that I could think of. Like, my kid not even bad. My kid just start talking like a 4-year-old when she get drunk. And obviously that's not the case now because she's with a child. So it's like, for this person to have come at me the way they came at me about my intoxication, or just the implications they were having, just annoys me so much because it's like, bitch, you know what? Okay. Anyway, well, you're gonna tell me the whole engagement thing on Friday, bitch, because I don't remember none of that.
Okay.
But I had a good time that weekend, and welcome home, right? To be honest with you, Mike, I don't even know what to give you today, what to talk about. I just knew I had to knock this episode out before you went where you had to go, and before I did what I had to do, and I don't have much to give you.
I feel like we should just talk about it without not talking about it.
Okay, remember we said we'll talk about my dating life, and Micah's dating advice for me. Yeah. It's taken a turn. It's taken a turn.
For the better,
the worse. And I think what we can talk about is maybe meeting someone and how it feels when you meet them and they try to maybe change you. That's one branch of this that we can talk about.
Right.
You meet someone, and like, I meet Micah, and Micah's beautiful, and I love Micah, and I love everything about Micah. But then, Micah, you should probably just like do this a little bit. Or maybe you can like work out a little bit, lose a little weight. Or maybe you could do it. When people start doing this, I can't stress how much of a red flag this is. Even if they don't mean it intentionally, I can't stress how much of a red flag this is and how much of a turn off it is for me. I could definitely say that, because it's just like, bitch, do you like me for real? Or are you trying do you like me, or do you just want to be able to say, I don't know. I don't get it. But it's like when you meet someone and you like someone, but you're requesting all these changes from them or suggesting all these things they can do to improve this and that before they even with you. Like, it's just like, you don't like me for real, do you?
You don't like me for real.
You don't like me for real. And you can just fucking say that. Okay? You can just say that. So that's part of the issue with my little situation, why it took a turn for the worse. And I'm gonna be honest, Mike, this hasn't helped how I feel about dating, bitch.
I know.
It hasn't helped. I'm already
so the thing about that is
what teetering. I was already teetering. Look at this. You been a teeter?
Look.
That's me.
Teetering. So the crazy thing about that is I feel like, okay, so with dating, when you get to know people, like, I feel like this is your chance to be as you as possible. But Agreed. People be doing the opposite. It's like
that is such a good point.
you know, I feel like
That's a good point.
nobody wants to show who they really are. So they put on the best version of themselves or what they think you would like. So maybe not the best version of themselves, but the best version, the best version for you or the person that they're dating. And you can only hold that for so long, right?
It's a persona.
You can only not be yourself for so fucking long. You know what I'm saying? And so, unfortunately, the thing that happens with dating is we have to go through so many different guys because it's hard to meet people who are just going to be real from jump and not even thinking, and you know, we gotta take into consideration insecure people because insecure people do hide behind a lot of, you know, different places in their lives. So like, that's kind of like a self journey thing. And not everybody is secure. Like that shit is a journey. Like everybody has to deal with their shit. But honestly, in this situation, I just feel like the expectation of how he thought it was going to be when y'all was friends, because we didn't see any of this when you were friends, right? No. Or when you didn't take him seriously. Right. So I feel like once the intimacy, once the thought of, okay, a possible dating ship, relationship, courtship, whatever comes up, I swear to God, it's like a switch that goes off in people's head. And I think it's like, I'm not good enough, right? So maybe I need to do this different, or maybe it's her. Maybe she needs to blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So like they start making excuses, but we didn't see this shit when y'all was friends. So why are you showing, who the fuck are you? You know, it's almost scary.
It's
almost scary how, like, and this is what happened with me and my ex. And who will remain nameless.
Nameless as fuck.
I was having a good time with this nigga for 3 months straight. All he showed me was socialization, a good time.
Socialization.
This motherfucker could literally.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, I got it.
He can be in a room with anybody, have a good time. Like
he ain't got a baby him. He could just, you know,
just like chill. I just was like, wow, breath of fresh air, right? Coming from what the fuck I came from. So you think Lord. Anything is an upgrade, right? So that's another thing, ladies. When you come from a bullshit ass
when you come from hell, sis,
anything looks like heaven. Anything.
Like underground ain't better, bitch.
So at that point, it's like, okay, I knew you for 3 months. I thought you was gonna be a fling. You come to the school I'm going to. God damn. Then he asked me to go with him. I was like, sure. Fuck it. Let me do something I did before. Guys, the moment we got back to college, he was someone else. Question. And the thing is, how?
So question, because I remember that situation. And in that situation with the dating, he decided to go to FAM because Micah was there. Should we have considered that a red flag?
Yeah, because he was teetering. Yes. Between which schools he was gonna pick.
Okay.
He picked mine because of me.
Because of you.
But it was between FAU, FIU, and FAMU.
And you.
And me. You.
FAMU.
Yeah. So technically, if he was enrolled in school already and he dropped his enrollment and added another enrollment, okay, that's like whatever.
That would have been double scared.
But I think what should have been, and this is this shoulda shit that we always have to go through, because I was telling Leah, I was like, this is no lash against you and your dating life, what happened in this situation. I always have to tell her that because my dog just be like, what the fuck?
Yes, and we're gonna talk about that too, because I think it's important to, we'll talk about it after Micah goes on this, but I think it's very important to talk about how these things affect people, and especially people like me, because I don't know what y'all think of me, but you're about to find out today.
Yes. So I kept putting into perspective. I said, okay, there's some obvious signs, but guess what? We cannot beat ourselves up over something that seems small. Mind you, everybody has deal breakers. It wasn't a deal breaker, and that's okay. So once this person fully shows us who the fuck they are, okay, we can move the fuck on now. We're not in love. This is not a situation where we're together and we share a house or a fucking dog. Like, we can literally be on our separate, we can go on our merry way. But for this situation, for me, it's like, okay, damn, what I should have considered is we both came from very serious, long relationships. We both ain't had no business being together. We didn't. He was literally the me in his situation. And now I'm thinking it was really her in his situation because this motherfucker's crazy. So, you know, I do believe there is power in healing, and we did not heal, bro. We just moved on and just hopped right onto each other. So that's something to be said about that. I should have said no. And he could have kindly pursued me, and I could have kindly said no. But if I assess the situation, you was in love with this girl for 7 years, y'all just broke up, and now I'm your girlfriend 3 months later.
And you know what's funny, because as we're in the process of dissecting our past relationships, his friend who I ended up getting with, same situation. He was with somebody, and you know, he was a battered woman ass nigga with that.
He was. Poor guy.
We had his ass towed up. So that's the truth. Like, we both ended up meeting guys that had just got out of long relationships, and we were unaware at the time of how important heal and be single, because even we were coming out of long drawn out situations.
We were.
And not mine was my first love, and Micah's was just a really long ex, but they were both very ignorant ass niggas that we was with. We used to get cussed the fuck out. Slap out. Same time, same class, because we had damn near all the same classes. Me and Micah at the same time getting called all type of bitches at like 12 and 11. Well, shit, I started when I was 12. Micah was.
And then they try to say, "Oh, I didn't call you a bitch. I said what you was doing was you was acting like a bitch."
What?
You called me a bitch.
You know, Christina told me this weekend. Christina was like, girl, because Christina was just talking about how much me and her click, and she was like, bro, me and Micah click the same way. And I was like, me and Micah click the same way. It makes sense. It makes sense what we're doing here. So she was like, girl, I remember when I used to, like, I think she said she either left clothes at your house or a toothbrush or something.
Toothbrush, that's what it was.
Dude would be like, man, y'all gay as fuck.
They used to come for me and Christina, dog. Y'all fucking, I'm like,
damn, bitch.
She's my dance mate, and we go to practice together. Sometimes this lady, she stays over. Why am I explaining myself to you? This is my friend.
And we,
y'all gay. Fuck it. Y'all all gay. I'm like,
and to tell you guys how on the money our relationships were at the same time. This man, mine used to call me gay all the time because he didn't understand why me and Erica was around each other all the time, or why me and Tarsha got to talk all the time, or why you and Mikey got to do everything together because y'all birthday the same day. It's like,
y'all gay.
Have you ever had friends? Have you ever had best friends? You fucking douche. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Red flags in relationships. So we were, all four of us
was in the wrong
and got together. And look at us now. And in my case, like, see me. So fun fact for you guys, this guy ended up being the father of my child. So you see how that found out. Now we did stay together for some time, but bitch, we didn't need to be. Hence us not being together now. We get along so much better as friends. He called me yesterday trying to explain Bitcoin to me. I was like, oh
boy.
Hey, Dad, what is it? You know, so he gave me like a crash course in the Bitcoin. He really wanted me to sign up for it. So that's what I'm saying. As friends, me and him, great. Together, it's a hell no. I don't think we like each other for real. You know? He don't like me and I don't like him. Yeah, anyway, but that was good. Okay, then we did a deep dive on yours with him. We kind of know what me and with. Let's do a deep dive on the one I don't like, the one I really don't like. What were there red flags in that, like the first time? Do you feel like there was red flags in that?
You talking about like throwback, the one that you really don't like?
The one that remind you of the one, mine that you don't like, they both the same nationality.
Wait.
Same nationality. I got one, you don't like him. You got one, I don't like him.
And the same nationality?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. He told me somebody peed in my closet at the game night.
Oh, bitch. So ask me again now that I got it.
Right. What red flag? Or let's say just the first go round. What red flag did you see any red flags? Now looking hindsight, because you know that shit always 2020. Were there any red flags you saw there? Like everything was great, which it usually is in the beginning. So it's really hard for us to see them in those times.
Oh yeah.
But
But
what do you? It's like I'm saying. It's like you just can't save yourself from this.
you can't. And guess what? There were
Look,
none.
I'm doing it again, Mike,
Look,
because I don't want to touch my face. So you gotta just do it.
listen.
Oh.
And honestly, there were none. And that's what pissed me off.
Hey, and guess what? With mine either. Remember the same nationality. Is like, honestly, you gotta stop beating yourself up. I didn't.
They can woo a bitch, you know? Got woo
Sons of
out of them
bitches.
draws. But listen, I got wooed right out of my jaws, bruh. That's crazy to me. But anyway,
Finesse. The word I use is my particular. These are the word I use with him is finesse. He finessed me. And our situation was we knew each other for a long time, but we got close more recently. And then he just flipped the script on me, and we were dating for 5 minutes, and then he flipped the script again. And it's just like, Lord Jesus. And then you sit there, you got to ask yourself, how did I not see this coming? And I think Micah hit it on the head. It's like he wooed her, and the other one finessed me, and it's just like, man, you gotta take these L's with stride. But bitch,
listen, and I think it's one of those things too. Okay, boom. How about this? You constantly see little things that piss you off, but you still stay. Let's talk about that, because that's kind of what was going on with the situation you just had. Very small things, very minor. You attack, you handled them how you should have in the moment. You didn't let them fester. You didn't build resentment. Hey, I don't like that shit. Cut it out. Hey, I don't like that shit. Cut it out. Hey, I don't like that shit. Cut it out. I think that's how dating is supposed to go. But if we think about what those little things were and what they could have led to, obviously that's where the thinking deeper about small shit comes in handy that we may or may not do. So if you don't dig deeper with small shit, you're gonna miss the bigger picture of the small shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I felt like she never liked this nigga, but that's me. I'm not, that's me. And call me what you want. But
he said it multiple times.
I just said it
for real. I can't stand you.
I just didn't see her liking him. And it's not
I did it for a while. So she's absolutely right.
Yeah, and I didn't see them as, so I looked at Leah and I'm like, you don't like him, right? But I never said y'all are not compatible. Y'all don't like y'all should be together. I never said that. I was just like, you don't like him for real. It's you. Like you Leah don't really like him for real. And I can just tell, because when Leah likes somebody, it's like, she has to slow herself down. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like mentally like, all right, bitch, I'm starting to like this nigga. You know how? All right, I want to call him right now. No, I'm like she has these back and forth because she doesn't want to fall. She never had that moment with this guy.
You are my friend.
Bitch, I know.
That is so true.
And you didn't do that with him. And I think he talked about this too. So ladies, when you're feeling, I don't think Leah's lonely. I can't speak for the rest of you girls, but Leah's not lonely.
I don't
lonely is not the word. But missing companionship, missing masculinity, missing being hugged, missing being felt on, missing some person to go to the movies with, not having to pick and choose through your dick Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? Like the certainty of one person is what Leah missed to me.
And I feel like, and to co-sign it, because what I said to Michael was, my thing is spending time with somebody. Like if I constantly talk to a dude or I constantly hang out with a dude, I end up liking him to some capacity. This is just usually how it goes, if that's where we are with it, right? So it's not even, because I brought it up to Micah, I was like, maybe that's what I'm clinging to a little bit. Because I was like, man, maybe I don't like him for real. Like, I'm trying to listen to Micah because I mean, she knows what she's talking about. The bitch ain't just meet me. So she knows, she could tell, whatever. So I was like, now that I'm comfortable with it, now that we've gotten to a level where I'll let him touch my ass because I like that, it's like, oh, this is nice having this around. And so maybe even. Yeah. Like once you kind of get it around, then it's like, oh, this could stay. It's nice. It's a nice little situation. And then look at me now.
And it's like I think the only annoying thing about dating is yes, it's just the possibility of something feeling like it can go far and then it doesn't. I don't mind when I get disappointed when I find out who it is, depending on how long I've been talking to the person, depending on what kind of shit they've been giving me, right?
Yeah.
And in this instance, I think it was more annoying things and more growth things, more immature things than it was on a scale of this nigga ain't shit. Like it wasn't. He wasn't ain't shit. He wasn't ain't shit.
Yeah, he wasn't giving that.
We can't give him that title. We have to give him no growth, no maturity, no self-assessment. Like those are like inner stuff. That shit he got.
But these are big deals because
they're big deals,
especially for me and Micah. And I think everybody should be this way. This is something that I do push on everybody. I think everybody should be self-assessors. If you self-assess, you can call yourself on your own bullshit, and this does help you be a better person. People who feel like, to me, I feel like that's our number one issue where me and him probably never be together until he grows up, to quite frankly, and just learns how to do that. But people who never feel like they ever. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's always somebody else. Like, all ain't me, because I spent all this time becoming a better person. But my nigga, if me and two other people done told you the same shit, you don't even want to slightly consider that maybe you not giving what you think you're giving. Like, maybe you're giving immature, maybe you're giving conceited, or maybe you're giving whatever the complaint about you is. So for me, for someone like me who self-assesses so much, my first response is to I've gotten out of blaming myself. My first response is to check myself. What did you do? What could you have done? If Micah does some shit that's weird, it's a little different, Micah, because I would just call her. We would just probably get past it, whatever. But if with anybody, I would first ask myself, okay, damn, did you do something? Did I say something?
Was it me?
Or whatever,
Right.
You do these things just to check. For people who feel like there's not even a point in checking if it's me because it ain't me, it's like, nah, my nigga, I don't know how to operate that. How the fuck you like 29, 30, 31 even, and you know everything there is to know? You got all the motherfucking answers? I don't understand that. And then to me, I don't know how people don't see that in themselves. And then, Micah, in this particular situation, just for something like that, there's something to be said about people who are just like stepping into themselves. Like, that's something we talk about.
Yeah.
And so you also, in this person's case, you also don't want somebody making you feel like, because remember, I was told that a couple times. You also don't want somebody making you feel like something's wrong with you or whatever. But it's like, you still got to be open to the fact that maybe this is the impression you're giving off. Maybe you're not good at this, and this is why it's being received this way. And I feel like I'm just hitting a wall. I don't know what else to say. So I think that was the biggest turnoff in this situation. And then the other one was they would say like things that could easily be taken offensive, and I did take them in an offensive way. Just unnecessary shit that, like, I just don't understand why. And then I would ask, why did your brain tell you to say that? Like,
so remember, right?
What you think that was gonna do?
That cultural shit. So agreed. If we throw in the way that people are raised in their homes, that is a reflection of their culture, right? So African-American parents and families treat people very differently in African-American families than they do in Jamaican families, and they do in Haitian families, and they do in Bahamian families, and so on. So I think me and Leah even had like a little back and forth about Americans being hella sensitive and island people not being raised on sensitivity. Like, it's no shame. It's tough as fuck. It's cutthroat. It's tough. It is what it is. You a crybaby ass Yankees. Like, that's kind of what it is. Agreed. You know what I'm saying? Because culturally, we're in America now. Everything is so fucking sensitive. Like, everything has to have a label, and everybody has to be. We walking on eggshells, except for Black people. Like, we don't count. So you know what I mean. But for the most part, it's the cultural thing that goes in, that ties into who this person is. And if the pride is there and the ego is there, and then the culture backs the shit, but you recognize the shit, it's your fault. Because he recognized that it was a cultural thing to why he was saying some of the things he was saying, like catching himself before it slipped out of his fucking mouth. And but that's the thing. I don't think that's necessarily the case, because I had to bring that to their attention. That's what I'm saying. This reminds me of this. And then they were just like, yeah, okay, I get what you mean. And they're like, yeah, you're right. Maybe it is that. So I don't think they caught it. Because even being able to do that, even
they didn't stop doing it. You get what I'm saying? It just transitioned into something else. They did it again in another way, and they did it again in another way, and then they did it again another way. And it's like, okay, so then that's when we had to start concluding, okay, this isn't, even if it is a cultural thing or whatever, this is you. This is who you are. This is not something that you're going to be able to adjust. And for the most part, maybe you shouldn't have to. I don't think that's a smart characteristic. I don't think you should constantly offend the bitch you want to be your girlfriend. But
Yeah.
I mean, I never had a girlfriend. Maybe we like that. I don't know.
But you know what?
Bitch, that made no sense. Oh, my legs.
Should I say something? Fuck it. Because I don't give a fuck. Berto.
Bird.
When me and
It's
Berto
his
was
birthday today. Happy birthday, Berto.
oh, shout out to Bert.
Mhm.
So when me and Berto was in high school, I had to tell him about himself. Because Berto and I were really close. We never dated. But Berto was courting me. That's what he was doing. Berto was courting me. I went to prom and fucking homecoming with this nigga. That was
You
my
know,
dog.
that's the only thing I knew about him. Oh, that dude that like Michael. That's how I knew him until on life for other reasons. But I never knew much about this nigga till then. And
Yes, bruh.
yes, right now.
Yes. Berto used to say some of the most offensive shit to me. And it was sensitive. It was like, okay, so like, okay, boom, let's just try this. You try a new hair. You try a new hairstyle. You don't like it for real. So boom. I tried some new shit. He was like, why you did that to your hair? So then I was like,
is that the best way you could have?
I was like, Berto. He was like, what? I mean, you cute. You still cute. Like he still tried to fix it, but he realized what he said out of his mouth initially, it made me feel away. I was like, Berto, you don't say that to people. So I said that. I was like, Berto, we gotta talk about the way
Your
we gotta
delivery.
talk about the way that you express yourself. So he was like, what you mean?
Articulate the way you articulate yourself.
I was like,
Them
Berto,
island boys.
you just say whatever. I was like, you have to think about what that person is feeling. Like maybe they feel the same way that you're thinking. Maybe you shouldn't say that. Maybe they're feeling sensitive about blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm sensitive as fuck. Like I was so sensitive in high school. God damn.
Back then, yeah.
I was so sensitive in high school. And so, and very self-conscious, you're trying to find yourself. You fucking awkward. I'm long as fuck. Like I had stuff.
Oh, you had a tough time.
I had stuff to like tackle. And then,
everybody
like,
had perms. You was the only natural one too.
Only natural bitch in high school. And it's just like, you know what? I hate it here. But I told him about it. And he was like, I'm sorry, Mike. You know.
Damn,
like
Mike,
I was just like, yeah, but guess what? He said sorry. Because it offended me. And so we're here now, and it's a cultural thing. And I do know a lot of Haitian and African cultures. They call it like it is. They don't really care about your ego or your sensitivity. They don't care. They just fucking say whatever it is. Why do you have those shoes on? They look stupid on you. Like they just say it, you know? And so I had to
and thinking of one of the closest Haitians I know, to me, I guess it's Carlin, and he is like that. He's a little more cultured to know.
American.
Like, he wouldn't just tell me, Leah, you look dumb and stuff like that. But I showed him something. He was like, I don't like that shit. Don't buy that.
Okay. Don't buy that. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that for you.
I don't like that shit.
Just very honest, and they're not gonna try to make you feel better. They're trying to. So I think the honesty comes with flattering you. So I don't think that's flattering. The way your head is shaped. Why do you? What? Like, you feel me? Like, they'll go in depth about the shit. You have an oval head, you cannot wear bobs. You look silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's really round heads that have bobs. They're like apples, like bobbing for apples. Like, they look like Willy Wonka, that motherfucker, Charlie the Chocolate Factory. That bob cut. Damn. But I told him about that. But that was my first encounter of somebody who just said whatever they said.
Whatever the fuck came to mind.
And didn't think about how I was going to take it. Until I said it, but he apologized. So in this situation, you have to understand whatever comes out of your mouth, Leah's gonna say it. If you do something to somebody, you cannot then tell them how they respond to that, right?
You can say whatever you want to say to somebody, but you cannot then tell them how to respond to it.
You can't tell them how to respond.
Hey, Michael, you ugly as fuck. And Michael, like, bitch.
What about going shit?
Michael, why would you say that? How am I tell Michael feel about what the fuck I just said to her? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
That's what it is. And then you can't be shocked when people are offended. People feel what they feel because they're individuals. If we all felt the same way, I'm pretty sure half the shit in the world wouldn't exist.
Right.
That's individuality. If there's none of that, then we're all the fucking same, and we're not. We're fucking not. So step off your high horses and understand that, okay, and I hate when people say this is just the way I am. Fix
no,
it.
that don't work with me. I don't like that shit.
This is the way I am. You're a joke. You're a joke. This is a choice. You're choosing to be the way that you are because this is not your genetic makeup.
and I think if your personality is a little on the apprehensive side, a little repulsive, and you're comfortable being Mrs. Repulsive or Mr. Repulsive, then by all means be that way and just take whatever comes with it. Because again, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You can't tell me how to respond to it. But I just feel like it's crazy when people say shit that's like, so nothing in your brain as an adult made you realize this probably was the smartest thing to say. And then even when it's brought to your attention that that's offensive, it's like, it still don't click. Because what happened in this situation with after this latest offensive thing, that wasn't even overly offensive.
It wasn't.
Like, why would you even say something like that? It was just like, okay, there was no apology, and there was no
acknowledgement.
There was no acknowledgement of it, and then it was just like, okay, I can't be with somebody like this, because this is what I was talking about earlier on the show. When it comes to, I'm very sensitive, right? I'm not a dater. I'm not, I don't like doing this. Like, I don't like you niggas for real. Like, this is really what I don't like. I don't like y'all. So I don't want to deal with this, you know? And so for me to be in a position where I'm really trying, bro, like I'm trying. No matter what Micah says, Micah swear I don't like this nigga. No matter what, I'm trying. And it's almost like you keep taking jabs at me almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, why does your brain make you think this is okay? After the last 3-4 times I told you, don't say something like this. Or this is the same type of thing, just a different topic. Especially when I'm not sitting here taking jabs at you about the shit you do that I don't like. Why the fuck are you constantly doing that? So it's okay, Leah, you're going to be like super duper tough bitch and just keep taking it, which I think is an issue of Black women. We always got to be strong and independent and tough. I don't want to have to be like that with my nigga.
Not my nigga.
I have to be like that with my man. He's to make it easier for me. So it's like, bro, I've named a few instances now where you've had me feel bad about the way you've come at me about something. And it's just like, all I'm thinking is, nigga, you've been chasing me for, man, fuck you. I ain't got time for this.
So let me
shut
tell you about
down,
that,
bro. Like, nah.
So okay, so what I see in some men, they choose to, okay, the only way to like captivate a strong woman is to break her down like mentally, right? So if I mentally break her down, then I can keep her, right? These niggas, toxic ass niggas has said to me, you ain't never gonna find no nigga like me. You ain't never gonna find nobody that love you like me. You ain't never gonna find nobody.
I hope not.
Yeah. And so in that sense, it's like, oh my God, I'm not. And you're getting treated like shit, sis. Because we're already mentally fucked, right? So at that point, if I take a woman who potentially can shit on me one day, not give me a chance, not look my way, if I knock her down to make her feel like she's not as big as she is, right? Or not big as a star as she's gonna be, then she'll always be loyal to me. She'll always be humble when it comes to me, because I humble her, right? But also in doing that, I get to keep her because I ain't got no business being with her.
Being with her anyway.
You know what I'm saying? So because you have no business being with her, in order to make her stay, you need to knock her down to where you're at, right? So, like I said, countless times I've been told, I mean, mind you, if I'm just coming home to talk about my day, and I tell you, man, on the way to my car, 20 niggas try to talk to me, and I'm just like, and I'm looking like this, just regular. A lot of men like natural shit, you feel me? I'm tall, whatever, pregnant, fuck that, because these niggas ain't got no.
They don't care about that. Baby,
they don't care. But 20 niggas try to talk to me on the way to the car. And I tell my nigga this as a joke. I was like, baby, you know how many people try to talk to me on the way to the car? God damn. Like, I was like, bitch, what the fuck day is it? What's on my face? This is a talk to me, bitch? Like, whatever. I'm trying to talk to him about that. And then he says, I don't know why. Like, I don't see nothing special about you today. That whole line is like, okay. And then you would say, that's what I was saying. Instead of saying, no, bitch, I'm a bad bitch, regardless if I have makeup on, if anything is done up about me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's very, like, intricate ways that they slide in to like, make you like, okay.
Just keep knocking you down a notch.
Tone that shit down a little bit. Exactly. Because they know that their spot is not permanent. And the moment you realize.
So y'all can just give me one of them babies, bitch.
Huh?
Over it. So you don't really gotta have twins next. So y'all can just give me one because.
But the moment these women realize that they are the shit and they are whatever they bring to the table, everybody has somebody that's better than them. Everybody has someone that does something else better than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I know there's a bitch out there to do something better than me, and I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. But being okay with knowing that you are choosing me because you are choosing me, nothing else matters. I obviously can find a nigga better than Willie. He probably can find a better bitch than me. Like, that's a duh.
Because and that's a common thing. There's always gonna be somebody finer. There's always gonna be somebody taller, shorter, whatever, richer, poor, whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever.
There's always gonna be someone that has that one up. It's just about what you guys decide to do. And so that takes us all the way back to the very beginning of it, where it's just like when you meet somebody and they claim to want to be with you, you really got to feel for that. When too many requests about changes or all that, like in my situation, there was a comment about like how much I post and maybe not posting them or something like that. And then it kind of turned into just privacy for them, which I can understand that to an extent, but posting them, honestly, there's something still tied in there. That was weird. Trail on here, Trail was like, Willie could never. He could never find anybody better than you. Shout out to Trail. So, but yeah, it was that, and then my weight came up a couple times, which is that didn't hit me as much as it hit me when my ex did it. When the other one did it, it was harder. Than in this situation, it was just like, nigga, how dare you? You know, like I had to like snap on it then, like, listen, if I never lose another pound, like if I get bigger, to me, that's one thing, fine. You didn't sign up for like big ass Leah, because I am short, so I will look crazy, fine. I'm gonna be around, bitch. So, okay. But if I never lose another pound, you have to be fine with that. If that's gonna be a problem with you, you need to pack up your shit and go now, because I ain't got nothing for you, but I'm not making the adjustments for you, right? So it was that, and then there was something else related to like whatever. So there was just so many little, okay, well, when are you gonna do this, or adjustment things, and it's hurtful to an extent, because it's like, for me, someone who's kind of, for one, been dodging you niggas like the plague, and now I'm trying to date, and I'm trying to do this because everyone keeps telling me to do it. I'm trying to do it, and this is the type of shit I'm running into. It's just like, bitch, I'm straight. I am so straight, not dealing with this. And I understand that doesn't fix the problem, but it's just like, for someone that's finally coming into themselves a little bit more. I've always been very comfortable with myself, but I definitely think I'm the most confident, most comfortable I've ever been in myself now at the age of 31. And so to have that and be building that, and it's pretty strong, it's coming along, and then have somebody that was been coming after you for years, right? Just kind of knock you down a little bit every couple little whatever. Then you, and for the most part at the beginning, I felt like I was ahead of it. So I was kind of stopping him every time he kind of jabbed me. But then this very last one that he did day before or yesterday, I was just like,
this shit over with.
That's all I can keep saying.
This shit over with.
I just can't believe he would even say that. Like, why would you say that after all the conversations we've had, after all the things we talked about? Why would you throw something like that?
And bro, if we put this nigga out, nameless as fuck, we don't have to say the name. If we say the scenario, y'all finna be like, what the fuck? So it's not even, we're not gonna put this nigga shit out, bro. We know that the fact that if I said it today on Facebook right now, the same scenario, hey, guy says this, girl does this, guy says this, what the fuck? This nigga gonna get dragged because he had me and my feet is hot yesterday. Okay,
Willie had to tell this bitch to calm down. When I told her about it, Willie was like, "Baby, you need to calm down. Get your
Willie was like, baby, don't get too hot over this. you need to have a seat." I had to drink some water. I was eating candy, bitch. I was like, he got my dog fucked. I just couldn't believe childish and nitpicky and egotistical. I just could not.
There's so many, just so many ways to describe it, and
it was crazy.
How do you not? Why would you even say something like that? How do you
say that? How do you bring your?
How? And then and for me, I think I got to the point where it's like, okay, Lee, this is where it's like, okay, what, Leah, have you become a stronger woman that's not about to deal with niggas that make you feel like this? Or are you the same Leah that you've been, where you make excuses for, you know, the things that this guy says, or he didn't mean it this way? Because I have done that throughout most of the things he said. But it's just like, okay, you don't like the way dude make you feel, sis. You don't like the way he makes you feel. And the way he threw that at you, and I mentioned earlier, somebody kind of had an issue about my intoxication. Mind you, this person's known me for a while. This is probably the first time they've ever seen me this drunk in their life. And he couldn't even really tell, really, until he could. But like Michael said, I wasn't throwing up. I wasn't nothing. Like, if anything, I'm louder. So I just couldn't believe it. And it was really, what you holding on to, sis? Like, what are you fighting for? What are you trying to save here? Because he can't even watch his fucking mouth when he's talking to you. You know what I'm saying? And for me, the bigger thing is, I think he was disappointed, and he gets disappointed when he doesn't get his way with this particular person. And I think he doesn't know how to manage his expectations better. And he doesn't know how to respond when things don't go the way he wanted it to go. You get what I'm saying? And it's his delivery every time for me. That's just like, this nigga is trying my life, my whole life. And so it's just in the ending of our little courtship, because we weren't together or anything, but in the ending of it, he seemed pretty, to me, kind of over it too. But it's just like, we just don't work. And I guess you put it all full circle. I guess this is dating, and this is what dating is like. It's not for me. I'm straight. Like, I don't want to deal with this. This is
so what I tell her every time she goes to that extreme. Every time. Bitch. Unfortunately, Leah, you are going through this later in your life.
I damn sure am.
Because you decided to stay in relationships for over 5 years. Oh my God. Babe, I'm sorry that you have to go through this stage. But dating is about weeding through the fucking people who don't deserve your time. And unfortunately, we have to get to know people. And that's not going to stop. We have to. And I feel like you can be that person for the first offense, right? I think you did pretty good, because it's been like 3 offenses, right? Yeah. It's been 3 offenses where it's just like, oh, not necessarily, it's a yellow flag.
Red, okay, yeah, it's a flag. We'll call it a flag.
It's a yellow flag. It ain't red. But you know, I'm gonna let that slide. So I feel like in this situation, you have done yourself a service, Leah. You have cut this shit off, because you already know it ain't gonna get no better from here.
Oh Lord. Where'd Micah go? Dating is ghetto. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, everyone listen to the podcast. Micah disappeared. I don't know where she went. It's not me, it's her. Maybe her laptop died. All right, well, I mean, I'll talk to you guys in the meantime. So fine. And we have some comments here. Okay, shout out to Chrissy. Chrissy said dating is ghetto. Yes, it is. Men and women change when you get to know them. It's very hard to find a genuine person. And in this particular situation, I think this person is very genuine. I don't think we're compatible. Like, that's what it is. What happened, babe? Your laptop died? Lost you there, didn't we? It's okay. I was talking to the people. Oh, she came on her phone. You're so good. I think this person is very genuine, and I think this person would be a great guy for somebody else. I just think the way they deliver stuff, and I think the way they process disappointment, it's just not my cup of tea, you know. And so that's why it's just not gonna work. And I'm sure it's shit about me they can't stand either. They probably don't like the fact that I'm so vocal about what the fuck I don't like. But I feel like if you were just my homeboy, that's not really my concern. If you're supposed to be my man, if this is what we're working towards being, I can't let things like that slide, especially things that make me feel a way about myself. If I feel like you're like low key taking jabs at me or low key hurting my feelings in type of way, I'm gonna be as blunt as I can. This pussy don't want to pop for you. I don't want to fuck you. I don't want to fuck somebody that makes me feel bad about myself. You get what I'm saying? You want to fuck somebody that got you, on cloud nine. And he did that in certain ways. And then he just like, woo, he flipped that bitch quick. With relationship problems, everybody's experience is different, but it comes back to the same thing, understanding. Females are oftentimes attracted to the wrong type of men. In this guy's situation, I wasn't attracted to him for a very fucking long time. And if my best friend tell it, she still think I'm not. So, whatever. Well, do you remember what you were saying before you got cut off, babe? I can't rewind it. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is what has to happen, unfortunately.
I was finishing off with the yellow flags, but dating, it has to be like this. So regardless of the stage you start to pick it up or drop it, we have to get to know people. But you could be that person now that all it takes is a yellow flag and you're done. Because
I feel like yellow flag. Yeah, I feel like I'm yellow flag shorty.
But guess what? I told you.
Covered his mouth. I don't want to talk to him.
So listen to me. Everybody listening to me. I told her you don't like him months ago. Stop talking to him. The first couple of offenses, I was like, he said, Leah, this shit dead. I've been saying this shit dead from jump.
And I have to interject. Girls, I don't know about guys, but ladies, you know this. When your best friend says that, you know she not lying, bro. That shit hurt too. Be like, and I mean your best friend for real. Like I've been like for a long time.
Yes, and this is a situation where I'm not a hater. I want Leah to be in love.
Michael want me to have a nigga real bad.
I want her to find. I want her to date. I've been encouraging this bitch to date, but I be knowing on certain situations, and she actually tells the whole story, her part and his part.
I do.
She does not omit anything.
I don't.
So it's just like, okay, so what you said, and then what he said. And then he said this. Oh, he said that, bitch. What? Leah, this shit dead. I've been saying this shit dead from jump. And I just know. I know the type of man Leah she needs. And I wish I can sculpt him. I wish I can sculpt him. I wish he's not in Florida. He is in Texas. He's not here. Sorry, fellas.
Mike can think my man from Texas, y'all. So all the Floridians. Paul, that puts you in. You're not in Texas, but you're from Texas.
Paul in there?
He might. No, I didn't see Paul yet, but he listens to the episodes from time to time. So Paul, that's a good plus on your point. You from Dallas? Shout out to Paul. But
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's annoying as fuck. You have to go through this. You're tired of it. You just want to meet somebody who can at least be genuine, at least be honest, at least take responsibility. That's bare minimum. Just take responsibility for what you've done to someone else that you didn't mean to. Okay, no one means to do these things when they really don't mean to. It's not.
And a lot of you and people got to be understanding too. It's not your intention, okay? Yeah. It's not what you intended to do, okay? It's what the fuck happened, right? So, and there's certain situations where I personally don't give a fuck how, especially a bitch I don't like, but that's the only person that I don't care about how my actions made them feel. If I have a reason to not like you, I wouldn't want to do that to a stranger. I wouldn't want to do it to my best friend. I wouldn't want to do it to her baby when he get here. He's gonna be like, damn bitch, what is it? And I would definitely not want to do this to a nigga I'm trying to be with. You know what I mean? Like, this is not who you want to offend and not clear it up and make sure it's okay. And I was explaining to somebody when you got cut off that they're like, it's hard to find genuine people. And like you said earlier, in this situation, it's not like, oh, he a trifling ass nigga type situation. It's not that. Like that's not even his this situation. I just it ultimately comes back to it just seems like we're just not compatible, which sucks. But it seems like that's probably what it is.
That's it. And we talked about emotional intelligence. We talked about maturity. And to be emotionally intelligent is to understand what's healthy and what's not healthy, what's progressive and what's not, what's solution oriented and what's not. And if two people are on two different emotional intellectual levels, it's not gonna work. If you coming from a place where you think it's okay to yell at the top of your lungs, point your finger in a nigga face, touch his head back like this, whatever the fuck you think is okay in this is literally talking to you in a calm voice.
You're gonna leave me
to the solution, and your ass keep talking about the problem, cussing him the fuck out, yelling or whatever the fuck. Y'all are on two different levels. And it could literally be the smallest shit. You could be coming from a bitter place where you always got cheated on. Now you're bringing all that shit to him, and it could be him, right? Never take responsibility for how he make a bitch feel, right? And the way that he results in things, he gets escalated. He said, "Girl, fuck you," and hang up the phone. What? Huh? What? We still do that shit? We still hang up on people? We say fuck you, but they hang up. We still do that. So when you ask yourself these things, when these people are communicating with you, yes, I totally understand. People don't know how to communicate with you until it's time. So you can give grace, but there's only so much grace you can give somebody that's not on your level. And this is what happened.
Here's what I was given. At this point, they need to bring resumes with them, or they might need to get vetted by your friends before you even speak to them. Did you feel like this was a hell no from the get-go with this one?
When you told me when you was trying to like him, I told you this.
When I was trying to like him.
Yes. I told you that.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know. And honestly, when you listen to yourself, Leah, because both of these last situations, you were very apprehensive. With these last two situations, you were very apprehensive.
Because these were red flags to me. Like the very first one was a red flag. They were all red to me. Wasn't nothing yellow. All them bitches was red. So and then I think what made it stick a little harder is when I would tell them to you and the way you responded about it, because we respond the same to a lot of shit. So the way you responded about it, I knew that if me and you were sitting here and like Sadie called us and told us this shit, or Bree called us and told us this shit, both of us would have responded the way you responded, because there's something there with me and this person, and I'm trying to make up an excuse for it. That's what had me like, so that's where the apprehension came in, because I was like, bro, at this time I could feel this shit ain't gonna work. That's how I was going with it. And then I called Bree, and Bree she had a different view, but it was a hell no for both of y'all. Was a hell no shit. It was like, these are the people that I kind of talk to the most. So both of them feel this way. And Bree's a little later to the giving advice pool when it comes to me, but she was in the same shit with you. I was like, man, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, sis.
Okay. All right, how about this? Remember the situation I told you where somebody had a date with me? They technically stood me up, but just very indirectly. So they were blowing me up this weekend. And we have what if we don't go on the date? What do I do then? Because I'm not gonna say shit to him, and I feel like I don't want to go after that if we don't. What do you think?
He said
give somebody a date. You said why?
He said his driver coming to get you.
Yes.
That's real cute.
He said
so in this situation, I mean, I feel like, we all like to be courted, but I do, yeah. He chased you down again to say, you know what, that was on me. Let me get another chance, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I would just let him follow through. And if he doesn't, just go back to regular scheduled program. Like, it is what it is.
So for me though, because I feel like I'm gonna get ran down again. For me, I feel like I'm straight. I don't want to go. Like, how many times are we gonna do this? You know.
So yeah, but then you say that after he asks you again. So you allow
him to agree.
Let it go, and then when he does this same shit again, you'll be like, "Boy, you don't want to talk to me. Get off my like just
you don't like me for real." Shit, our motto tonight. You don't like me for real. Let me
like, boy, you don't like me for real because you don't know how to follow through. And that's okay. You busy, I'm busy, but guess what? We don't have to keep trying to do this. I know I'm fine as fuck, and you probably keep being reminded, but that's it.
Thank you. Right.
That's it. Keep telling me how fine I am, and that's it.
Thank you.
That's
it. Yeah. Girl, at this point, I'm going to just go ahead and buy these fucking cats, because I just feel like,
girl,
these niggas get on my nerves, sis. I can't even deal with it. And it's, it's unfortunate, but it's not. I can say in being open and fine deciding to do it, then it's like, all right, I am getting a little better at calling people on this shit, I guess. And Michael always told me this. She always said I'd be good at dating because I say how I feel. Not even on some hurtful shit, but it's just like, no, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel. So if I don't like you, I'm just gonna say, you know what?
I don't like you.
I don't like you for real. I won't do this.
Okay.
Right. But I just like I said, it just doesn't even seem like it's worth the time. Bethany, I don't even want to like.
It's worth the time because the outcome is what you want. So, like I said, unfortunately, you just gotta go through this shit later on in life, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had 6, 7 year, 8 year relationship, sis. So
too long.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I propose.
You letting these things go real quick, sis. It's good. This is great. So great. This is so great. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Because he just had personal shit he had to deal with. And I think that's a step closer to your nigga, to be honest.
I agree because that's what I meant to say. I think I did do a little better this time, at least with this situation, because I really said, like, in my opinion, he was a good guy. He is a really good guy. We just don't work. So,
compatible.
But yeah, what, Micah?
Not compatible. That's okay.
We're not compatible, and that's okay.
You like him for real. You never did.
Oh,
down surface level, you liked him, not deep down.
Not deep down, like not for real.
I Pisces like him. Oh, okay, all right, sis. What we gonna do? I'm about to go. Tell me.
Go. All right, well, we can go. Give us something for the blacks.
For the blacks, because I'm a mother. I'm about to be a mother. The one thing I'll just say, if you know a pregnant woman right now, and she's a Black woman, we already have really, really, really high, is it infertility rates of death, mortality
rates, like
higher
birth mortality or something, like delivery mortality, something like that.
Yeah, our delivery mortality is lower or higher, if I'm trying to say yes.
We're the highest.
So yes, Black women who become pregnant and who deliver in hospitals and just in general, it's just at an alarming rate. We are dying and we are contracting certain diseases. We're not getting the best care. If you know a pregnant woman in your life, if you are dating, if you're married to, if you love a pregnant woman, if she your friend, Black women already come with their own amount of stress. And I do think that's another reason why they have so many complications, because the way that our lives are set up and what we have to go through from birth, like being a Black woman in America, all of that does contribute to our pregnancy story. How we take care of everybody before ourselves, how automatically we're supposed to start being selfish after taking care of everybody. Like that shit is like a major switch. I've experienced some of that shit myself, like taking care of my mental and always want to be there for a bitch and having so much empathy for strangers. Like I can't do that anymore. And so all these things are affecting the way that we're carrying children, and they're affecting the way that we get our kids in the world with us still being here. So if you know a pregnant woman, like I said, just tell her she's loved, and explain to her that she does not have to be everything for everybody and try to take time for herself and be selfish as possible. I don't think they're told that enough. I think they're told what not to do and what to watch out for, but nobody tells them what they need to do for themselves as much as they do everything else. You got all this other unsolicited ass advice a bitch ain't asked for about how I need to be slick, what I need. And what you should be saying is love yourself so much more than you ever have. Take care of yourself. Make sure you do things that make you happy. Take long walks. Don't tell no, you know what I'm saying? Like, do what makes you happy. Those are the speeches that women need to hear. Okay? That's what they need to hear. So, please, Black men, Black women, Black boys, Black girls,
all of that.
Just shower some love on the women who are pregnant in the world today. Corona is already stressful enough. People have jobs, people have financial issues now, and they're pregnant. So it's a lot of stuff going on. So just sprinkle some kindness and some joy in a pregnant woman's life.
Okay.
Are Black women. So that's all I got.
Okay, and my rant, I'll keep it on Black women really fast. Just Black women, we have a reputation of, you know, angry Black women or strong Black women and magical. And I forgot who made this argument. I forgot who made this argument about they don't like the strong Black woman narrative because it's just like it almost puts us in the place of like we're immune to being delicate like normal women are, or we're stronger than your average man because we're Black women and we're so tough. That doesn't have to be the case. The same way white women tears bring all the boys to the yard, it's the same fucking way ours should, and any other race that you meet. We are unfortunately just with men not being in the homes for whatever reason because of the prison or because they don't want to be there or whatever the fuck, women automatically have to take on a role of providing, which is theoretically and historically traditionally more of a masculine role. So when you do meet a big, you know, tough one, which is me, I can put on the masculine hat. We don't want to be this way, or at least I don't. I always speak for myself. We don't want to have to be this way. We would like to be, for the most part, submissive. We would like
Delicate flower.
Delicate as a flower. We would like a man that can provide and take care of this and that, and we would like to be by him or whatever, you know, it is. So I think Black women, I wish it wasn't like this for us. And as one, I definitely understand the plight. But I think again, for Black men, that's our thing to you. I think our default is to follow you, right? Give us something to follow. I think our default is to be submissive to you. Be someone that can lead so we can submit. Okay. You're gonna have a hard time getting somebody like me who's had to take care of all her shit by herself to walk behind a dude that don't seem to know where the fuck he going, right?
Yeah.
As little as I am very tough, but I would love to be, as Micah said, delicate as a goddamn flower. For the right guy, you know, for the right guy. So Black women, I know it's tough, but just stand your ground with that when you and try to dispel that narrative of, you know, strong Black woman. Because yes, we are strong, but it's like, let's not make that just our title and heading. See us as women, see us as something that you need to protect. See us as, especially the pregnant ones, because that's, I told Micah, all of our friends are on high alert when she called because she the one that's knocked up. So we just got to make sure her ass is okay every time, you know, whatever. So I just want that to be something that we take a little bit more care of when we talk to us. And that kind of goes to my last situation too, which is I'm sensitive. The shit that he let come out his mouth is just, why would you even say that to somebody? And then it goes back to the strong Black woman narrative or just a Black woman in general. And then let's just put her in the category of a woman. This is a woman. And maybe I should just watch the shit that come out of my mouth for her, right? Help her big ass get to the car, right? So things like that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please visit us at letitsaitforyu.com. Follow us at Let It Say It For You on IG, Let It Say It For You on YouTube, and Let It Say It For You, just to you on Twitter. Micah has somewhere to be. Tell my baby I said hello. Tell your pappy I said hi. Did you?
Okay.
Did you do it? Stupid ass girl. Thank you guys so much for listening. Goodbye.